Hello, welcome to another video. My name is James McCool. I'm the owner of Paydirt and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a refresher course type thing or introduction into the NBA models over at PaydirtDFS.com. NBA season is starting up today, and I've been hard at work trying to translate the models from last year into a more Python-based system. More reasons for that than I care to explain here, but most of it is just trying to put together something that is nice and robust and can be ran from anywhere. Also, I'm looking to have some collaboration from people in the community as well. So being able to put it into a Python-based system is going to allow other people to collaborate on minutes and baselines and manual boosts and stuff like that based on player level stuff. So I have moved everything over into Python, and it's worth getting a little refresher into what the models are going to look like and how they're going to act this year. So if you haven't already gone over to PaydirtDFS.com and checked things out, you should. We have models for every single sport. We have NFL, we have NBA, we have NHL, MLB, esports, whatever have you. We have a whole bunch of things over there. It's only $30 a month, so go ahead and go over there, grab a subscription, and join the community. What we're going to show here today is going to be the NBA prop betting model, the NBA game level projections, as well as the NBA range of outcomes. So if you don't know about my stuff over at Paydirt, I run player level simulations for NFL and NBA, and then put those together in a way that shows the full range of outcomes for the entire slate, for all of the players involved, who is valued, who is overvalued, who is undervalued, the LevX scores, which we'll get into, all that kind of cool stuff. It gives you a really good sense of the actual upside that players possess rather than just seeing a single number based on a median projection. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So first thing we're going to look at here is the NBA prop betting tool. So hey, you can't really see that at all, can you? All right, let's fix that. All right, there we go. So what we're looking at here for the NBA prop betting tool is going to be the ability to put in a player and then see what their stats are based on the models. Then you can also enter in some stuff over here for a prop comparison based on whatever site and prop you're looking at. So right now up here we have Al Horford. You can see a couple things about him. You can see his minutes projection, fantasy points, all this different kind of stuff. But the real reason why you would use this tool is to bet props, right? So say that you were on the DraftKings Sportsbook and you saw that he had a prop of, let's say, 8.5 points. So we see that that is a 70.56% probability in the models. And then say that the line was something like negative 155. So it'll tell you, based on the probability in the models and the line offered on the book that you're looking at, that there's a 9.8% difference. There's 9.78% edge here between the book line and the probabilities in the models, so you should bet the over. If that line, say, goes to, let's say, 190, then we're still looking at an over. However, what if this is 155, but it's 9.5? So at that point, the probability in the models is only 55%. There's a difference of negative 4.96, so you would bet the under. You can do this with anything all the way up through, turnovers, double-double, triple-double, all that different kind of stuff. Really, really cool model. It's the same thing that I do for NFL as well. Both models have been really successful over the past couple of years. I don't expect that to change this year at all. So that is that's the prop betting model. You can also see the overall player projections here based on all of their stats. So you can use this as a way to, if you don't want to plug in the numbers for everybody, then you can just use this as a way to go and get a decent look. So say you're looking at Joel Embiid's props. You can go over here, look at Joel Embiid, say, okay, well, his points prop's 32. I don't want to bet that. But his rebounds prop is only 8.5, so maybe I'll hit that. His PRA is 42. Yeah, I'll hit that. James Harden's assist prop is only 8. Yeah, I want to hit that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Easy way to do that. And then we have the game level projections. So this is going to show you a couple different really cool things here. It's going to tell you how many points the models expect the teams to score, how many points, the total projected total, so you can bet over-unders, as well as the projected spread. So That's pretty cool. It'll tell you the projected winner, all that different kind of stuff. This is a really cool model. It gives you everything that you need to bet props and sides and stuff like that all in one place. And then we move on to the DFS portion of things. So here, and I'm going to do a close-up on this so that you guys can see it a little bit better. This is going to be the actual range of outcomes model. So this is the flagship model over at Paydirt, and it has a whole lot of different really cool things. So first off, you're going to have the overall ranges, which is going to show you all of the players projected, their stats, and all of their different percentiles here for both DraftKings and FanDuel. So this is going to tell you things like their median. This is just basically their average projection. It's going to tell you their floor, their ceiling. It's going to tell you how often they're the top overall finishing player on the slate, how often they're a top 5 overall finishing player, top 10 finishing player, how often they score 20 or more fantasy points, as well as how often they hit 3x, and this is actually 4x, 5x, and 6x, and I need to fix that, but how often they 4x their salary, 5x their salary, and 6x their salary. Also, you're going to get ownership projections as well as 2 leverage-based stats. You're going to get LevX and ValX. So LevX is telling you how much leverage a player has, basically how much relative value they have based on their ownership versus their upside. So if you're looking at this, you can see that somebody like James Harden, who's projected for only 23% ownership on DraftKings, has a high LevX score. It's because his upside is significantly better than the ownership that he is projected to have. However, somebody like Al Horford over here has projected 55% ownership and is a negative 25.9% LevX. He has the worst leverage score on the slate. That just says that the field is basically overvaluing what he can bring as a play on this slate. And then you're also going to get ValX. So if LevX is the way that you are assessing a player's leverage based on their ownership, ValX is a combination of their upside as well as their LevX. So you can look at LevX as something like judging if a player is overvalued or not, and you can look at ValX as a way to say that a player is either still a good GPP player or not, even in regards to their LevX. So let's just sort this by ValX really quick, and I'll show you how that works. So James Harden here, he has the highest LevX on the slate, and he also has the highest ValX on the slate. So he is not only a really good relative value play based on his ownership, but he's also just a really good play overall in GPPs. Next up, you have Patrick Beverley. Now, Patrick Beverley doesn't have that high of a LevX, right? He doesn't offer that much relative value on the field. He's appropriately owned, but he's still a really, really good GPP play based on ValX because his upside is still really strong based on the ownership and based on the relative value that he offers. And then you have Derek White. Derek White is actually a negative LevX. He's actually a negatively... He gives you negative relative value in your lineups. He's a little bit overvalued. However, even being overvalued, he's still a really, really good GPP play based on ValX because he has a whole bunch of upside, and he offers you a lot based on what you can build around him. So that is going to be the overall slate, right? And the overall part of things is really, really important to see because it's going to let you see the entire slate overall. You're going to be able to say, okay, well, if I want to choose between, say, LeBron James and James Harden, they're both basically the same price. Like, who's the better play? If you look at the overall, like James Harden and LeBron James are about the same ValX, but LeBron James has a higher top finish percentage. So maybe you value that a little bit more. Or James Harden offers a lot more LevX. So if you have a lineup where you are needing relative value, say that you're eating a whole bunch of chalk and you have like a neutral LevX across the rest of your players, then you plug in James Harden there instead of LeBron James because you gain so much more relative value having James Harden. It's a really cool thing to be able to see all that stuff together. And also, after you have done that, there's another way that you can plug in the last few players into your lineup. So we're going to go back into the models. Oh, that is not the right one. Although, it's cats with confusing ornaments. Look, there's a cat sitting inside water bottles. That's cute. Anyway, so next we're going to jump into the salary specific stuff here. So this is going to show you certain ranges. As you can see down here, we have DK 3 to 4K ranges, 4 to 5K ranges, 5 to 6K. This is going to be the players that fall in those price ranges. And the reason why this is important is say that you only have $3,700 or $3,600 to spend on your last piece. You know, you have a utility or a flex spot that you can use this last piece in. You can go over into these ranges and say, okay, well, I have 3,600, so who has the highest median, or who has the top LevX that I can afford I can't afford PJ Tucker, who's the top overall, but I can afford Damian Jones and Austin Reeves. Both those guys project better than Kendrick Nunn, who's only 3K, and it's going to be 40% owned, and it's a negative LevX. So being able to see this and say, all right, well, I have, $5,800 remaining. Who's the best play that I can make here? Sure, Tyrese Maxey is a really, really good play, but he's a super negative LevX, and he's also not the highest ValX that I can afford. Marcus Smart, on the other hand, sure, he's a little bit negative LevX, but everybody in this range is. So I'm just going to choose the one with the highest ValX here, and that's going to be Marcus Smart. So being able to jump in there and utilize the salary-specific ranges is also really, really powerful and something really cool that you can do with these sheets. This is also going to be something that is run incredibly quickly. From last year that there were certain times when I just couldn't get updates in because the models took too long to run. And when I say they took too long to run, I mean it took me about 6 minutes to do a full update if I had the minutes ready. That was because it took about 2 minutes for each model to run. However, now that I've rebuilt this in Python, it takes less than 2 seconds for it to run. So significantly faster. I'm going to be able to get updates in a lot quicker. If that was one of the main things that you were a little bit unhappy about last year with Paydirt, then that's been taken care of and is gone. We're going to have a lot faster updates and a lot more consistent updates as well. So this has been a breakdown of the NBA product over at Paydirt DFS. I've worked really hard on it. I'm really excited about it. And even though I hate the NBA season because it's a fucking grind, I'm excited to see how subscribers do, and I'm excited for people to make a bunch of money. So if you haven't already checked out the site, again, go to paydirtdfs.com, check out the site. And for me here, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video and getting a rundown. I hope that you'll watch more videos and check out all my stuff. So thank you very much. Hope you guys have a good day.